Welcome back to the Side Dish Podcast. It's me, your host, Aaron. I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, Celine Jung.
Hello.
The 26-year-old intern, Chris.
Hi.
Sound engineer, Jay.
Yeah.
And Andrew is not here today. Good riddance. Who needs the guy?
Why is he not here?
I don't know. He just,
No
you know,
reply.
sometimes Andrew just like doesn't respond at all to the group
What do you
text.
think
I'll talk to
doing?
the intern. This is
You
my.
thought
This is on
I
me.
was secretive. What is Andrew doing?
I have no idea,
He has
bro.
a freaking
Everyone
a
here.
house that looks like the set of a freaking horror movie.
He
in the
does,
mountain.
yeah. Or do you think maybe Andrew's really just going on a lot of Tinder dates? Because every time I ask him if he's like seeing anyone, he always
Yeah.
kind of like, it's almost like he's offended. Like, bro, I'm like better than that.
But dude, I think there are better ways to lie about going on Tinder dates than you gotta like adopt it into another family.
Into a cult, yeah.
That's such like that raises so many red flags.
yeah.
I think because Aaron's assuming like, what are you doing like with all this spare time if you're not like...
Yeah, like going out and meeting
Right?
people your age.
Right.
No, but I also know he's working at the store.
'Cause for- yeah.
Right? And then he's also teaching part-time SAT classes
Yeah.
and climbing
Climbing, yeah.
by himself. That's another thing when
No,
Andrew's
he
like,
goes with Elaine and
no, he
Siobhan.
he does. And he goes with Jay sometimes, but he also goes by himself sometimes.
Yeah, that's awesome. I go to the barn every week by myself.
So you say.
I'm sorry, Andrew. Just don't get mad at me when you get mad at everyone.
No, it's just like, because Cells and Andrew are two people that don't post a lot on social anyway. Like people
I
know what
do.
I'm doing almost all the time because I'm always posting what I'm doing,
Yeah.
you know?
Andrew and I are just
okay.
hanging out together.
Yeah, no, that's what it is. You and Andrew are secretly hooking up.
Ooh,
yo, juicy.
That's saucy.
Well, anyways, today's topic, we're talking about celebrities. We're talking about fame. We're talking about the feeling of being famous or...
Which we all know what that's
yeah,
like.
which we all... Obviously, the podcast is doing pretty well.
We all know what
Yeah.
it's like to be famous.
we're
Yeah.
triple digits, baby.
I mean,
Yeah.
like, look, I think that when I was younger, I would say that I definitely had aspirations to like be in film or acting, like, because I did
Really?
theater in high
Oh,
school, and I thought, oh,
yeah.
it'd be so fun. Like for me, I thought it'd be fucking cool to be the first Asian person on Saturday Night Live. That was like something I really wanted to do. I wanted to
Bowen
write and
Yang.
perform for them. Yeah. Now Bowen Yang is the first to do it, and he's fucking terrific,
love
you
him.
know. But then when I got older, I don't think, obviously, I still want to write novels and stuff like that, but it's not, I don't know of a lot of writers who, they don't want to be recognized on the street, but I think they do want people to know their
They
work.
want acclaim and they
Some
want
sort
to
of
be
legacy.
lauded.
Mhm,
Yeah,
some sort of
yeah.
legacy.
And they want a legacy.
And it's funny because, like, in the 1800s, up until then, I want
They
to
want
say.
to be classically famous.
Yeah, like the classically famous
Elegantly
people were
famous.
like politicians, like
Yeah.
kings and queens, writers, doctors,
Right.
stuff like that.
Right.
And then like suddenly now, the only famous people we ever talk about are basically hot people. Like the order of like magnitudes are like they're hot, then they're talented, then they're like maybe rich, or like a combination of those three. You know what I mean? Dude, I was on Mark Zuckerberg's Instagram today.
I saw that.
First of all, do you know how many followers he has for like how much money he's got?
Little, right?
He only has 7 million followers.
Oh yeah, that's pathetic.
That's pathetic.
No, that's just a testament
He
to the
owns
fact that-
Instagram and he only has 7 million
You know, 'cause
followers.
No one wants to follow him.
His
Think
content-
about what
Yeah.
you would follow
His
him
content
for,
is
you know?
horrible.
No, he doesn't even like spit knowledge.
No,
like that's what you would think
His
that
content
you would do,
is
right?
actually hilariously
But,
bad. It's
yeah,
like
it's like his family, right?
it's him like
Yeah.
here is me doing archery, and for some reason I swear to God, like the video quality is
so
bad.
bad. Yeah.
Wow, so
Huge- I think
avant-garde. I think
yeah.
I need to follow this guy.
no,
this
it's
is
like-
fucking crazy.
I find it funny because he is for sure like one of the most famous people in the world, right? In terms of name recognition and his story. But he owns the fucking app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like just a small player on his own app, right?
Yeah, for sure. Being famous and successful on Instagram is now what celebrity is.
Right.
Why are you laughing?
No, I was just thinking about your reaction to saying Mark Zuckerberg only has 7 million followers.
As being pathetic?
Pathetic.
I mean, that is
It
pathetic.
is pathetic.
I
Like,
thought you were gonna say like 300,000.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No,
I honestly
7
thought you were going to say 7,000. And I was like, wow, that is ridiculously
Yeah.
low.
I think it's because I'm like just knowing what the numbers are like for these mega like,
Right.
I come across random Thai celebrities with 12 million followers, right? And it's like someone I've never heard of in my life. I never will know in my life. And it's like they have 12 million followers.
Well, when it comes to like the YouTube people, for instance, or the TikTok kids, or whatever the fuck they are called now,
like
will
10 million.
Yeah, easy 10,
Yeah.
10 million. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas, yeah, I mean, feel like when Jennifer Aniston first got on Instagram, she broke the
broke a
record
record,
for like getting
yeah.
the most to a million fastest or
Yeah,
some shit.
yeah.
But that kind of makes sense to me, you know? Like,
Just
she's an
'cause she's-
icon.
yeah.
Yeah. Wait, how many followers do you think she has right now? Let's take a guess. I'm going to look it up.
More than 7 million.
Okay.
I'm going to say...
5 million?
Maybe.
I'm going to say
no.
20 million.
Okay, I think under 30.
Okay.
That's a lot.
Under 30.
Okay, ready?
Maybe just under 30.
37 million.
Oh my God,
Wow.
I'm so good.
Wow. Well, you were the closest, but you said under
Good job.
30, okay?
Yeah, I said under
Yeah.
30.
But if we're doing Price is Right rules, I
Yeah.
guess you
Yeah.
technically win, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like Selena Gomez has like 200 million.
I know.
You know?
Oh.
What
Yeah.
what the
Lord.
fuck is wrong with people? Like, why do people... I understand following certain celebrities because of their icons or fashion. But it occurs to me that like a lot of people fuck with celebrities because they are like literally psychotic and like have mental problems. I used to work with someone, I'm not going to mention any names, but she was a big fangirl of a Korean band, and she would buy like all their paraphernalia, like multiple copies of their album, multiple copies of like the book, tour book, posters, and they just hand it out to us at the office, you know, being like, this is one of my favorite bands, and you have to buy their shit to support them so that they get more famous. And I was like, you went to UPenn, like you're a smart person, but you're mentally unwell.
So you think that people who are fangirls are mentally unwell? Or does it mean after a certain level or a certain
You know, like
point?
girls who, like, you know,
Like-
you see those old videos of the Beatles, like getting off a plane and girls crying and throwing their panties at them. Like, those girls need help.
Well, isn't it the same kind of thing as just being like very religious or very into?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, zealotry and
Yeah.
being a fan comes from the word fanatic, which is not a positive word.
Right,
A fanatic is literally someone who like will lose their fucking minds over something, you know?
Yeah.
And even like the word celebrity comes from celebrating an icon. It comes from religious things, like celebrating someone who's close to God, I think is actually the etymology.
There's an element of worship,
Right.
idol,
For sure.
like,
That's
idol
exactly what it
worship,
is.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
worship.
Yeah.
Which
That's
just
why Koreans are called idols.
I know.
I mean, Korean K-pop stars are
Yeah.
called idols.
Yeah.
Like it's such a good word. It's such a fitting word.
And we definitely treat them more so like idols, I think, in this country. They like literally are so, you know, Korean male stars were wearing makeup long before these like queer guys on YouTube were making millions of dollars off
Probably
it.
Korean guys were getting their eyebrows tattooed on their faces way before anyone.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I got a face tattoo today, guys. I got a face tattoo today.
Wait, breaking news. Chris got a face tattoo.
First
Yeah.
tattoo, face tattoo.
Yeah.
Two
Yeah.
lines under where my eyebrows used
Yeah.
to be.
He's a 21 Savage up in this bitch.
Oh, shit.
Wait, so can we just say, though, you look terrific.
Yeah, Chris got eyebrow tattoos. If no one's
Yeah.
following.
Yeah.
They look really good.
They look great. They're
Thank you.
very
Fantastic.
natural.
Thank you.
I thought you were gonna come out looking crazy.
No, because you usually like your upper eye will be all red and puffy. But I can tell you do have a more confident look to you. Like a more, you know what it
Which
is?
is what
A
it's
more
about.
kind of aloof, cool look. That's like what the shape of your eyebrows are
Really?
connoting.
I mean,
for
literally,
sure.
like he's covering them with his hat. So
Yeah.
I to
Oh,
me, like,
yeah.
picture.
But
can't tell.
Good
that's what I
choice,
did
though.
today.
yeah.
Well, I think that you made the right decision, and you know, kind of going back to the topic at hand, maybe you're going to be the most famous person out of all of us.
That's because of your new eyebrows.
Yeah.
Me and my 136 followers going strong.
Yes.
Oh, speaking of followers, we're at
Yeah.
139 right
What?
now. We
Ooh.
can't seem to break 140. You know,
What?
we've been hovering
That's-
at the
That's how it is
130s,
with Instagram. It's like you reach
like a critical mass.
Yeah, and then after that, it's impossible.
It's, I just like really want us to blow up and like, you know, really get this podcast to like 200 followers.
You have to do something crazy.
Like get my eyebrows
Yeah,
tattooed
no, you have to do
live,
something,
like on Instagram Live.
you have to do something publicly that
Makes us go viral.
that displays. You need to video yourself or do something online in which your mental illnesses are on full display.
Oh, like those videos of white girls who cry and like that makes them famous.
yeah. Like have a fit in the car.
For sure.
Like,
For sure.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, I don't think I have meltdowns like that. but I could definitely get someone to fucking freak out. Like I could annoy someone to the point where they freak out.
No, I would not want to
Yeah,
be
it's
annoyed
gonna
by
be
Aaron.
either you or Jay.
No,
it's gonna be either you or Jay.
I would freak out.
Yeah, you would.
I
Or
actually
actually,
would.
I think we could probably push Chris beyond the
You
pale.
know what? All of us would
Yeah.
freak out.
I think now I think about it, Chris would definitely have the craziest meltdown.
Really?
I think yours would just be like you'd tell me off, and then
I
I'd
would-
feel
yeah.
bad, and then Jay would just not say anything, but then
Oh,
secretly
really?
just want to murder me.
Jay'll
in my
just
sleep.
start a
Yeah.
new podcast to
Exactly,
get back at you.
exactly.
To
Just
really
never
pull at the
talk to you
heartstrings.
again.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Wait, so funny question, and we can't answer for ourselves, but like, if we were famous for something, all of us sitting here, right? What do you think each of us would be famous for? Like, I can see Cells being famous for like influencer stuff, like fashion,
Horse influencer.
or maybe like exactly like an equestrian influencer. But maybe I'm projecting because your sister's also in that space as an influencer. But I mean, if the Kardashians if all the fucking sisters in the Kardashian family could do that, I think that the
It's
Jung
insane,
sisters could
yeah.
accomplish the same thing.
Yeah, honestly, it's like with women, I think it's a little bit not easier because you know what? It is so hard to become famous on social media.
Yes.
People think it's easy.
Yeah, there are many moving parts to
There's
it, right?
so many moving parts, right? Because like there's so many hot girls on Instagram, you know? Instagram is an app about hot girls.
Yeah.
But it's like now there is a standard look defined by Instagram, and it's like you can get those surgeries. Every one of us can get those surgeries. That's what women are feeling like they have to do in order to get famous on
Right,
Instagram.
yeah.
Or even just a little bit of recognition.
Yeah.
Because that equals money. So
That's the
it's so
thing.
tempting.
Like,
I think about it too.
When
I'm
we
like,
were younger, like it
if
was
I
like
could just get paid to like be hot and like
be
show my
amazing.
ass on
Yeah.
Instagram, I like daydream about that shit.
Wait, but what pisses me off is that when we were like in high school and we were like, oh, am I popular? Am I not? Like that
Yeah.
anxiety was something that kind of went away in college, right? Because like in college,
Yes.
everything equalizes, and
Yeah.
you didn't think you'd have to worry about being
Yeah, and you
cool.
just
And then when
realize-
Instagram really took off,
Yeah.
then like being popular was like quantifiable to a T.
Yep.
And now it's like back to like the real life is basically high school. It's just like always a constant battle for validation and recognition
Because
and
of social
power.
media.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which like really bothers me because I was pretty cool in high school and I feel like a fucking loser with 139 followers on the Side Dish podcast.
It's so crazy. Like people, well, actually, you know what's interesting now is Instagram is getting rid of likes slowly.
Yeah. But fuck that. I want to see the number of likes.
But you know, really, I will say the number of likes is becoming more irrelevant.
That's good. Which is
Yeah.
good because that was like such a dangerous metric to introduce
Yeah,
for kids.
exactly,
Yeah. Like
exactly.
imagine for like us like already feeling that kind of tinge of anxiety about
Imagine
it.
if you
were
were-
14,
Right.
it would be awful.
Right.
Yeah. Wait, what about
Cut
Chris?
that
What
out.
would Chris be famous for?
Eyebrows.
Eyebrows.
Having the
Eyebrows.
best eyebrows in the game. I feel like Chris could be. I think you would be a funny
Something
TikToker.
funny,
a funny
yeah,
TikToker.
for
I can see
sure.
that. Or maybe like that guy who got famous doing impersonations of NBA players. He like went viral for that.
Yeah.
I could see
TikTok?
I think on Vine or
I
one of
miss
those
Vine.
older apps.
Vine was
yeah.
better.
But I feel like you'd have a following on like one of the apps doing like sports comedy or something like that.
Yeah. Make some like golf content.
Oh yeah. Oh, that'd be fucking great. Like, but the meme is that you suck at golf, but you're actually pretty good, you know? Or like people at the golf course be like, and you'd like do a series of stupid videos about annoying things people
As
do.
like the amateur, like golf.
Wait, these are
hobbyist,
all
right?
great ideas.
Yeah, a vlogger who lives in Korea who's also like a golf hobbyist.
Which sounds like
I think there are a lot
very
of
common thing. Yeah.
No,
so-
but like with your angle and
Yeah.
your background.
yeah.
Or you would go viral, like you'd be profiled by some like YouTube channel about like this kid eats Jack in the Box 3 times a day for the last 8 years.
Oh
you
my
know, and then it's like a
God.
video of you just being a slob.
Oh my
That's
God.
pretty much what I did for the past 8 years, to be completely honest.
Amazing.
Jay, what do you guys think Jay would be famous for? That's pretty low hanging fruit, though, right?
Singer.
Why?
Yeah, like music.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Singer.
Why do I?
You guys
always-
haven't even like heard me. Heard anything,
You did the intro
so-
song
I've
to the
heard it.
podcast. We've heard
Yeah,
that.
and we've heard you sing.
Yes, we have.
Karaoke. Okay. Yeah.
We've heard you
Yeah,
sing.
sure. All right.
Okay, other than music, anything non music related, what would Jay be famous for?
I just keep thinking about about vlogging. I don't know why.
Vlogging.
Yeah.
I can probably see
I
that.
could see you like vlogging about like your like having your apartment in Mangwon and like making music and like
Oh, you know
Daily-
what? I can see
daily
that.
shit,
but
you know?
I think part of that success would come from Unju. Like you'd have to do couple vlogging with her.
Oh
you see what
my
I'm saying?
God,
But I feel like
100%.
the videos would have a very simple aesthetic, like very
Yeah.
mundane tasks,
and like short too.
Very short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
and
but,
you
like,
guys would totally have a
satisfying.
dog. You would definitely have a dog, named like fucking Mandu or some shit.
Oh my God.
And then it'd be really cute sound effects. I can totally see that. Yeah.
Short, sweet, and like
Oh yeah, like 2 minutes.
It's not going on for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Noted. Yeah.
That
I
or
would watch those.
a serial killer. I'm just kidding.
Oh, Jay.
Yeah, Jay.
Oh my God.
Have you guys noticed that Jay
Wait, okay,
hasn't
so-
invited us to his house in Mangwon in a few
He
months?
tattoos a new tattoo card on his body every victim
Every
he
victim
gets.
is a new
Yeah.
Damn.
I'd be the patsy that gets blamed for everything,
yeah,
and
for
sure.
serial killer gets away.
Or you'd be the guy they send out to like get victims, like collect victims.
The police were unable to profile my face because of my tattooed eye.
Wait, but this
Face ID.
Yeah,
Does
your
your
face
Face
ID.
ID still work?
So Aaron, what about Aaron?
Writing.
thank you.
No,
I
no
could see
writer
Aaron-
is famous anymore
Impressions.
other than Malcolm Gladwell.
That's not true. I feel like there's so many like famous writers now
Well-
and like people who publish like
Okay.
kind of one-hit wonders. There
That's
are a
true.
lot
Name,
of
I
those.
name a writer of a book where it didn't become a movie and they have more than 7 million followers.
Rupi Kaur.
Oh yeah, Rupi Kaur.
I think they have,
Sure.
she has more.
She
than-
definitely has more than 7 million,
Let's
right?
look it up.
Oh no, maybe like 3 million.
I'm gonna say no.
Pathetic.
maybe like
I think Rupi Kaur has like 3 million.
yeah, 3 million.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Is this good content, guys? I was
4.3.
looking-
4.3 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
But dude, she's a poet. She just makes simple poems.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
like Malcolm Gladwell, that would be amazing if I could be like half as successful as he is and publish like a quarter of the books he has.
But it's like Malcolm Gladwell. I don't even consider him just a writer. He's like
He's like a public intellectual.
yeah, and like there's just so much research.
But that's the
that
thing,
goes
with
into
writers,
shit.
and this applies to everything we were just talking about, whether you're like an influencer, a vlogger, whatever. It's like the fame, it comes fast if you get lucky, but it goes away really fast too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
actually, I think that's now more than ever. It's like that. Yeah.
But I do agree, like maybe I'd be famous for writing, or Jay did say impressions earlier, and
Really?
wow.
I'm just kidding. No, I could see you being. I can honestly. I think I could see you being. Like
in what like content? Like where would he be doing these impressions on
YouTube.
TikTok?
Yeah, you
Asian guy does 99 impressions in 3 minutes.
Yes. That's definitely it.
If anyone, yes, that's it.
And they're all just different variations of the same shitty impression. They're all
Yeah.
Jerry Seinfeld.
but 93 different times.
Yeah.
Actually, if anyone in our group was to be on TikTok, I feel like it'd be Aaron.
Me too. I think Aaron. I could see
yeah.
Aaron as an
Yeah.
internet
Yeah.
like online personality.
For sure.
Wait, are you guys keeping up with like any celebrity gossip or any celebrity news? Because for some reason,
Only what's on Instagram.
I just like seem to know a lot of what's happening with like, okay, so Zendaya and Tom Holland are a couple now.
So I don't care about
Okay.
like at all.
Well,
like,
because I'm gonna say like I don't care about Zendaya and Tom Holland, but also John Mulaney and Olivia Munn
I
are
don't
a
care
couple.
about
I heard
that
about
either.
that.
Isn't that fucking crazy, Jay?
Why is that
Why-
crazy?
I just heard that he got divorced and then right after started dating Olivia
Which is
Munn.
like,
Yeah.
yo, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
She
Like
had
related
she hosted
show.
like a nerd show.
I
nerd
know
talk
that's
show.
why men like her.
Oh my
but
god,
like,
she was
G4.
so
for, like
hot.
she's not that hot.
I know, I
She's
know.
kinda
Not
like
that.
No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, she's
Celine.
kinda just like
a pretty
older,
girl
like-
on a gaming related.
No, you're right.
channel,
My view
Now
of
she's
her
like
is
a
being colored by she's chill
Yes,
and like
totally.
she plays games.
But for me, as a woman, I know her as an older actress who like adopts dogs.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I was just like, when I saw that news, I actually like read the article.
Yeah.
And like that was like the dumb part of my brain being like, ooh, two celebrities that I like. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
for
they're dating,
sure.
you know? Or how about this? Fucking Cosby got out of jail.
Yeah, I
did
don't
hear about that, yeah.
How did he get out of jail?
I don't
Why?
know. I don't know how. They're like, clearly this guy
At
raped
this
people.
point, it's like he's gonna die.
I feel
soon,
like it was
right?
like a technicality of
Yeah.
like mistrial or some.
It's like,
some
yeah,
bullshit.
that's fucked up, but also, I feel like no one cares about Bill Cosby. Even this news, like people aren't as outraged as they might have been maybe if this happened like 3 years ago.
Yeah, sure. You guys want to hear an Asian guy do a Bill Cosby impression? I put the roofie and the coffee and the jello. Yeah.
Wait,
I mean, it's not bad.
Yeah, thank you. That's exactly what he said after
Really?
he roofied that girl. He was like, I put the
Wait, what, he
roofie and the
said
coffee
that?
and then I put my penis in the jello.
Wait, he said...
No.
Oh,
he
oh
didn't.
my God. I thought that
gullible.
was something he said on a witness stand. I also...
He's justified.
You're No, I thought... Oh my God.
Bill, is that your real voice?
Oh my God. I also don't know what Bill Cosby sounds like, so...
Kind of.
And he just says
Pudding
jello
pops.
and the pudding and the jello. But other than that, I guess. I mean, Britney's still not free. That's a big like celebrity story.
Yeah, I think that's a big one.
You know what's sad about Britney is that
it's like,
you know,
I don't understand.
I empathize with her position, and I think it's like really fucked up that she has an IUD and she like can't have kids and all that stuff.
I don't get
but
it.
I don't think she's mentally sound either.
Before this, I don't think anyone knew what a conservatorship was, and it's that just I don't know how that's legal.
Her estate and her celebrity is such a big money making power that I guess the conservatorship is normally meant to protect people, but I think in her case, it's meant to protect her assets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is like why it's such a high
But it's
profile
crazy
way.
that they can control someone's body.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I'm so far removed from all
Honestly,
that stuff.
You know what? We need Cindy on the podcast just to do a Britney episode.
I
'cause
mean,
she's
I
done her
will
research.
say about celebrities who quote unquote go crazy, but I also hate that term because like
Yeah.
the only thing you're seeing is one photo or one video
True.
from and
also, how
she
could
was
you-
harassed and abused by paparazzi,
Absolutely.
like harassed. And I mean, okay, if I was famous on that level and I had people following me around everywhere, like I would be
Yeah, you would have a
no,
meltdown.
I would kill someone. I already know that about myself. Like I would have gone insane 10 times.
Yeah.
I would have had to go check into an institution. I would have had like I know that.
Well, you know, it's like
And like
you know that Us Weekly kind of thing, or People Magazine would do like celebrities, they're just like us. Like I feel like there needs to be. We need to
like I
drill this
get
into
mad
our
when
brains
my dad
that like
walks too close next to me when we're like out like
Yeah.
hiking on
Well,
the
it's like,
mountain.
Celebrities are just like us, and that means that they say and do stupid shit. Like that should be part of the course. That,
Exactly.
like, if a celebrity doesn't get like quote unquote in trouble or canceled at one point in their career, then they're not a real human being. You know,
Yeah.
and so like. When you think about like all the shit that people get, dude, do you remember when like Lana Del Rey was called out for like her music promotes domestic violence, and then she's like, well, what about
everyone's
like
gone.
all these rappers who promote like sucking dicks and like having sex with all these people and cheating on your man, and they're like, you can't talk shit about black people, like. That was the dialogue back in like 2019, right? Like before Corona hit, that was like a newsworthy story, you know, or like. Jimmy Fallon doing blackface in like 2002, and then later got revisited, and all these celebrities they have the same PR agency that's all just giving them the same advice, which is like open up your notes app, say I'm sorry, screenshot it, put it on Instagram. You know,
It just passes over as quickly as it begins.
exactly,
because
and
of social
there
media.
is a very formulaic way to atone for it, which is like you do the rounds of public apology.
Yeah, you disappear for maybe like 2 months.
And then you're back on
And
your
then-
bullshit,
yeah.
you know? Like, remember when Chris D'Elia got canceled? Which
Dude,
I remember that.
He deserves to be canceled.
I mean,
think
I
anyone
definitely
who's-
think that he's a
sexual
sexual
predator.
predator for sure, but not necessarily a predator on like underage girls. I think he just is a predator of girls. I don't
Yeah,
think it
but
was
he
an
was-
underage thing. It was just like girls.
But he was like, he knew these girls were in high school.
I think like one of them was 17. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I honestly like there are a lot of sexy 17-year-olds on Instagram. I don't fault him for that. As a man, I don't.
No, but he knew it was in her bio, graduating and
Right,
whatever,
right.
and he still.
But I see, like when we say like a pedophile, like there's like I think that's a different kind of predation. Chris D'Elia doesn't occur to me as that kind of predator. He just is a pervert who likes hot young girls.
Yeah,
You know
which
what
I hate. That's enough for me, at least as a woman, to like never want to look at his shit again.
But like now he's like doing
you're
his
just
podcast again.
disgusting.
I still think his podcast is very funny. I'm actually a fan of Chris D'Elia.
Yeah, see, I can't.
With or without his faults. Do you know what I
can't.
mean?
That's
Like
so gross.
Yeah.
I just didn't really think he was ever that funny.
Same.
But
Yeah.
like I don't know that much about the whole scandal stuff.
yeah, I mean the scandal is like
Yeah.
it's disgusting and like
It's just so skeevy.
but and that,
Okay,
and
that's
that's
the
another
thing,
thing
right?
is like, can you be a fan of someone's work separate from their personal shortcomings as a human being? There's no easy answer
There's
to that.
no easy answer,
But-
and I also think it like nowadays it's harder.
Yeah, because like having an opinion is always politicized, right? Everything is a
Yeah.
political thing, or
Well, and also it's like just everyone wants to be more mindful consumers.
do
in
they
general.
though?
I
Because
think
feel
so.
like I feel like if you wanted to
I
be
think
mindful,
so.
then you wouldn't do anything. Because everything can be boiled down to like feeding into the capitalist chain
Yeah,
or,
but it's
or
impossible
exploitative.
to not be
Precisely. So if
within
it's
that.
impossible, then why create this? Why create a standard by which we have to always be hyper cognizant and guilty about X, Y, and Z if there's no way to actually be freed from that? You see what I'm saying?
Because you still have morals and ethics that rule your choices, right?
Right.
In terms of like what you watch or what you. What
But my
you allow.
point being that like you can say I don't do this because I don't support that, but then if you just turn around and do this, that actually does support that same thing. You're just a hypocrite, and especially if you're the kind of person who like calls people out for doing X, Y, Z.
Well, yeah.
Then you're not just a hypocrite, but you're an asshole.
Yeah, we would hope that.
Like none
you
of
would
us. I mean, like, look, I like Woody
that.
Allen movies. You know, like the guy himself can go burn in hell, right?
Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino is like this machismo white male director, and I have a lot of friends who now are like, I do not watch Wes Anderson movies. I do not watch Quentin Tarantino movies. I do not watch Woody Allen movies, and I'm like, that's fine. That's a great personal choice, and clearly you have a moral code that's dictating that. And they'll come back with some snarky bullshit like, no, I just think they're bad directors. Actually, I'm like, fuck you. You know, like.
This, neoliberal fascism that's
Well,
taken over the
it
freaking
just
world.
annoys me because it's like, look, I still will watch a Tarantino movie and be like, I love this movie. You know, great performances, really punchy script. The guy himself is clearly like a fucking arrogant asshole, right? Same with like Paul Thomas Anderson and a lot of these like white men, you know? I saw The Goodbye, that was directed by a Chinese woman. Thought it was terrific, you know? But do I like it because she's Asian? No. Do I hate Quentin Tarantino because he's white? No. But I think that's kind of where the discourse has gone with celebritydom as well. It's like certain celebrities are kind of seen as like too basic to be liked anymore. Like, you know?
Oh my gosh, yeah. There's so many factors now. It's like cool means so much more than just are you pretty? Because
Right.
when we were growing up, that's what it was. A celebrity was cool if they were pretty.
Right.
Whereas now it's like you need to look at someone as a full package.
True.
Like, and the way people market themselves also is like they need to be cool, like they need to be socially cool, they need to be politically cool.
We
They
get a
need
lot
to
of
be-
insight into celebrities' like personal lives, which I think also contributes to our obsession with celebrities
Totally.
having gone crazier. I guess, or
Yeah.
I think that there is different. Like Elvis and the Beatles seems like insane to me, like that era of like girls
Yeah.
screaming and crying. But then again, when you look at BTS people, like
It's
that
the same.
army is insanely passionate.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
and it's different because the context and the time is different, but it's the same sentiment, right? It's
Yeah.
just being very attached to.
It's like a unilateral
just-
spectatorship.
yeah,
you know, it's
yeah.
like we look at you and then we think that Jimin, he understands me, which is
Jimin does
which is
understand,
crazy,
though.
which is crazy.
Jimin understands,
you know, and then
us.
Jimin understands me, and like I'm worthy of his love, and that's why I will love him unconditionally. Like that is like literally the psychological process behind it. Which I'm not. Look, if we get on the wrong side of the BTS army.
Well, don't because I'm army.
Our 130,
Don't
our
try
139 is
shit.
going to go to zero.
No, it's gonna go to zero.
Obviously, I'm not talking shit about you and your sister's love of BTS.
No, I know, but
Um,
you're talking about that culture of fandom that is very closely associated with K-pop.
I think they would literally
fandom.
murder people for BTS. Like that's how insane I think that community can get. Not all of them,
Mm-hmm.
right? But like fan groups, especially when you put people who are passionate about something together, you feed that energy just like feeds into each other. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it right now. There's gonna be the BTS murders, like 2023, the BTS murders.
No, I don't think so because BTS stands for love. So that's
Okay.
no one's gonna do that.
Like,
But
no, like
also-
no one has ever murdered in the name of Jesus Christ, who also stood for love.
No, it's different.
Okay, all right.
But no, okay.
BTS is
I
better
will say,
than Jesus.
no,
John
I
Lennon.
will say
Yeah,
that.
think of Lennon, Selena.
No, for sure. But I will say, like, if you look at consequences, and if we talk about, like, okay, one day there's going to be like a BTS murder, right? And we joke about that, but it's like, who's actually murdering people now? Like that's like.
The police. What's
no,
up?
yeah. It's like look at who actually causes violence and oppression and all of that. It's like, it's not the BTS army. It's not these crazy fangirls.
yeah.
It's
I
not-
wasn't
I
saying
think his
that.
point is just that they're so
No, I'm not saying it
obsessed
like that.
they could go to these
No.
insane
Yeah.
lengths.
Yeah. That's
Like-
why I also think when it comes to cancel culture, it's not worth canceling anyone where it's like the consequences are not that.
Right.
The
'cause,
consequences of their
I
actions
think
are not
cancel
that
culture is just
significant.
because we want to see
Like,
the
if
powerful
someone-
fall on their faces.
No,
like
for
we
sure,
want them
for
to,
sure.
lay
it's like-
prostrate and crying.
Yeah. Yeah. We love to see people fail.
Yeah.
Oh
mean,
my
it's-
God.
it's
It's
like-
just a human thing.
Yeah, especially in sports, they always say like we always build up these guys to become like superhumans, and they're like in the beginning of every like basketball player's career, if they're good, they become like a god, and everything they do is just like the funniest,
Yeah.
coolest thing ever. But then we do that because we love to tear them down,
Yeah.
and then once we tear them down, then we love to like the redemption story, right?
Bro,
It's-
like I didn't know that no one likes Giannis now, but like
yeah,
I
it's
guess
like a
Giannis
thing.
is like a villain.
That happens to like every single
Dude, Giannis was like the
sports
fucking
star.
man when he came up.
Right?
I remember that so well. Yeah.
Jay's always hated him though.
Speaking of NBA though, like I don't follow celebrity stuff all that much, but my version of like reality TV and celebrity is like
Basketball.
NBA.
Yeah,
So like
for sure.
I know that Devin Booker is. I know the Kardashians because Devin Booker is
He's dating Kendall.
Jenner, who has dated like Ben Simmons, Blake Griffin, other people, and like Chris Humphries at one point dated. What,
He
Khloe,
was married to Kim Kardashian.
Kim,
Yeah.
and then Lamar
Lamar
Odom was with
Odom,
Chloe, and now she's
Tristan
with
Thompson.
Tristan.
Whoa,
Yeah.
so they all just like
Celine
bang
knows her
guys.
NBA, yeah.
Yeah, they
Which is a
love-
smart move, right?
Yeah,
like
dude,
if you can get
greatest
a
crossover
baby,
in history.
yeah,
man.
have
Yeah.
a baby
A real
with an
ankle breaker.
athlete. I mean, if they learned anything from Caitlyn Jenner, it's like athletes
Yeah.
have good genes. Yeah.
And then when you mentioned
and they're all
Zendaya
black,
and Tom
but-
Holland,
Levi's.
I was actually shocked because I saw a picture of Zendaya with LaMelo Ball.
Oh,
Which-
but mellow?
Yeah.
Ew, I don't like that. No, I don't.
Wait, Carmelo?
No,
No,
LaMelo
LaMelo,
Ball.
yeah.
I do
Still
not approve of
close.
Zendaya
That
with
was
any
good.
of the Ball brothers. That would never happen. Their dad is crazy. Oh wait, have you ever met a famous person?
Yeah, I feel like we all can say we've met a famous person.
Yeah,
right?
I don't
There's
think.
gotta
Well,
be-
I don't think I've met a famous person like looked them in the eye and shook their hand. no.
Really?
I've only seen
Like, not-
two famous people. The first one's obviously Jake Gyllenhaal. I've told
Obviously.
you guys this story so many times, but I was in Soho on the phone with my mom, and then I see like this like really handsome guy and two beautiful women with clipboards who are standing next to him, like walk right past me, and I say to my mom, "Oh, I think that was Jake Gyllenhaal," and then he just turned around, like all three of them, like turned around and like looked at me while they were walking away, and I was like, "Okay," like,
Oh
and like
my
literally, like I
God,
was like
that's so
starstruck. I was
weird.
starstruck.
Yeah.
I was just like, "Oh, I don't know what to say," and I'm
Yeah.
like really horny now, you know.
Yeah. Oh,
But
I
did
feel
they like
something.
glare at you or
No, just like acknowledge, like it is me.
Yeah.
You know.
Ah.
And then the other one is I saw that guy who plays Kendall Roy from Succession. I just looked up his name. His name is Jeremy Strong. He's the one who goes, "Oh, but Dad. Oh yeah, Dad. Oh, sorry, Dad. Oh yeah, Dad."
That's pretty
I
good.
was standing outside of. Thank you, Asian guy does Kendall Roy impression. I was standing outside of a Chinese restaurant
seen
with
Succession.
our friend Valerie, and yeah, he walked by, and then, Valerie's really loud, so I was like, "Oh, that looks like the guy from Succession." And again, same thing, kind of like turn around, and then she screams, "It is the guy from Succession!"
Oh my God.
And I was like, "Oh my
LOL.
God, Val, you're totally embarrassing me
Yeah,
in front of
that's
Kendall
so
Roy."
embarrassing.
But how about? I mean, you put a few on the outline, like some crazy Conan
I
O'Brien.
feel like I've like seen so many famous people.
But have you
know?
interacted
Yeah,
with them?
so that Conan O'Brien story, it's actually such a crazy story. So I was in New York. This was like 2012, 2012 or something. So a long ass time ago. He at the time he was living in LA. He was doing his late night show in LA. And so he was coming to New York just for like 2 nights at the Beacon Theater.
Oh, okay.
Just doing like filming his show there.
Okay.
And so I applied for tickets, and I like applied for 2 tickets, and I got 2 tickets. And me and my friend went to the Beacon Theater. We were like 3rd row. We got so lucky. And like even got to hug him as he was like walking down the aisle, and like at the beginning when they were filming the intro and everything. It was just it was the most amazing show
That's
ever.
cool.
And then afterwards there was this Conan like fan art museum at the Lincoln Center. Just like a pop-up little museum where they were displaying like the best Conan fan art. And my friend and I were like, "Oh, let's like go check it out after the show, right?" And it's like we got there relatively early after the show. I think a lot of people were coming after us. And then Conan O'Brien is just
Like standing there
in the gallery.
Yeah.
And we were just freaking out. And I still to this day can't believe I did this, but we went up to him and like said hi, and he was so friendly. Like full on had a conversation with us, and we asked for a photo, and he took a photo with us.
Can you find that photo?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll put it on the social.
Yeah, he
when
took
we
a photo with
advertise
us,
this.
and it was amazing. He was so nice.
Wait, can I ask you a very and I need an honest answer?
Yeah.
Would you have slept with him that night if he was like, "Yo, let's get out of here"? I'm like,
That's
no, but I want like a
Honestly?
genuine like answer. Yeah.
me at that time. No, now, yeah.
No, because I think that also
But back
celebrity
then, no.
taps into like a girl's psyche in a different way than guys. Like I could
Oh,
run
also-
into like Tina Fey and be like, "I'm such a huge fan," and she'd be
Same
like,
thing happened with-
"Let's have sex." I'd be like, "No, I'm good." Like I'm not gonna just.
You wouldn't have sex
But-
with Liz Lemon?
I'll pass.
So this
Same
kind
thing-
of goes
yeah.
back to like cancel culture, but in that moment, what if 2012 Celine
Yeah.
was like, "Yeah, I want to sleep with Conan," and Conan asking this like random person to sleep with him is kind of a power move because he's
Of
a celebrity,
course.
Absolutely.
and you did it on your own will. But then it turns out like something happened.
Yeah, the whole discourse behind that though is like it's one of those like thought crime type of like double think things where it's like I wanted to sleep with him. I asked him, and the celebrity can even say she hit on me, and then we have to examine it. Oh, but she only did that because you're
happy I am.
famous, which is true, but that it doesn't necessarily. I don't think we need to cancel people because people find them hot because of their fame. They need to be held accountable if they're like taking advantage of people using that kind
Right,
of power.
right.
Like what Louis C.K. did was like pretty fucked up because even though he got permission to masturbate in front of these women, they weren't going to say like no because he's like
Yeah.
the most famous fucking comedian in the world and they need him to like them, And so I think that Louis C.K. thing was such a great conversation to have because before then we didn't really
Crazy.
examine that a lot. This idea of like,
Louis C.K. started something.
yeah. And
Yeah.
Louis C.K., I don't like him anymore as much because I don't think his comedy's as good, but I still thought his specials were really fucking
It's
great.
Like first
They're
5 or
amazing.
6 are the
Yeah.
greatest.
So fucking
They're
good.
the best.
Yeah.
But I mean, he also is pretty much talking about how he would do something like
Dude, it's
jacking
so
off.
funny because
His
he never hid it from us at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, never.
Which is almost what makes me think like, are you guilty if you don't know what you're doing is wrong? Like, should you be canceled if you truly don't know what you're doing is wrong?
You need to know if you're a 50-year-old
Well,
man.
when we say the word cancel, I think there's a tinge of like retribution to it, I think that the better word is like at least be held accountable and like he should know that that's wrong. And I think he did atone for it. He took like a year off, whatever. But as soon as he was back on stage trying out new material, all the headlines were like, some people are like boycotting and like standing outside his shows.
It's a being
and-
held accountable thing. It's
Yeah.
like just in general, we just want to see people fail for the fun of it. There's no nuance for the most part, but I think people do want to see people being held accountable for their actions, especially when it's things like sexual violence
Yeah.
and like. We want to see.
Yeah,
That's
or
what the whole
they
Me
call
Too
it
movement
SA
was
now.
about.
That's
yeah.
like the term SA, sexual
It was
assault.
like we wanted actual change. Like women wanted change because like that's just been our realities for our entire life.
Oh yeah,
right?
like the Me
So-
Too stuff is for sure. I almost kind of forgot about that, to be very
I know,
honest. Yeah.
I know. I really also hate how like dismissive people are about. I've had conversations with people who are like extremely dismissive about the Me Too movement, and it's like you need to realize that like the reason why movements like that happen is because like it's like we feel trapped, right?
We'll do a Me Too episode separately because that's like actually
because
it's
hard
contingent
to
to celebrity
talk about
culture,
even
but it's
with-
that's more like female existence than just celebrity culture.
yeah,
know?
but it was so much tied to celebrity.
and workplace, a lot of workplace
Yeah, a lot
dynamics.
of workplace too, but it started with celebrity, right?
Anyway, we'll get
Yeah.
into that, but
Yeah.
going back, Jay, have you met any famous people?
I was standing in line next to Nick Young, which is a
The basketball
basketball
player?
player.
Okay.
At an airport one time, but I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Did
Swaggy
you
P.
sneak a,
Yeah.
did you sneak a selfie in there?
No, I was just like, that looks like Swaggy P, but why is he in this airport?
And he was like looking at you with that confused meme face,
and then I realized, like, yeah, he's 6'6". Yeah,
Yeah.
of course it's Swag P.
covered in tattoos.
And other than that, no, I haven't had like a personal kind of encounter. I think like when I spent a little bit of time in LA, when I would go to bars, I like see someone like, is that one person? I definitely sat next to Charlotte Yee.
Yeah, she's like the Asian comedian kind of girl. Yeah.
Who was on
She was in a few Judd Apatow comedies.
like
yeah.
Michael Cera adjacent.
Yeah.
Sat next to her at a cafe. Didn't say anything. but
Yeah, for
that's
sure.
that's like the extent of my,
Yeah.
my
Chris, how about you?
experience.
There was a family dinner where we were sitting like a booth away from Steve Carell.
Oh yeah, you told me this.
Yeah.
Oh my
And-
god,
That's a great one.
Yeah, I would have.
Yeah.
I would love
Because
to have met
I
that
was
guy.
like, I mean, part of my identity in middle school was liking The Office, right? Like, it was something I just knew so well, and I just loved it so much. But so my parents knew how much I loved The Office, and they kept being like, "Wait, is that Steve Carell?" And I mean, being the emo like teenager I was at the time, we got into some argument, right? So I was like, I'm not gonna look. I don't give a shit if it's Steve Carell. So I literally did not look at him the entire dinner. I was like, fuck this. I'm so angry right now. I could care less if Steve Carell was right by me. And my mom actually kept being like, no, that's not Steve Carell. Is it? Like pretty loud. Like he definitely heard. And then like
Moms.
15 to 20 minutes later, Steve Carell was sitting at a different table.
yeah, they moved him to
Oh
a
my
quieter
God.
corner.
He must have been like, oh, can we just move off
Yeah.
to the
For
side? I don't want to hear this woman.
Which I would too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, that's so funny.
Oh, God.
Moms.
But how amazing and crazy would it be like the first few times when you're like beginning to become famous, when people are like, I'm sorry, are you Celine Jung?
Yeah, and
the,
then
the
you
horse
just
entrepreneur
get so
person?
jaded after that.
Yeah, because I feel like the
Like,
first like
every
month or two,
interaction
I'd be
is
like,
a-
oh my God,
Yeah.
yes, I am that
100%.
person. Yeah, but then for sure, then you'd like start hating the people that are approaching you.
I do think that they kind of still want some of it, even after
No,
they're
Conan
really
O'Brien
famous.
talks about that actually in the podcast.
Because how
I
sad
heard.
would it be if
Right.
no one?
No,
Yeah.
I went skiing with
approaches you.
this like Korean guy, and we went into the like the lodge to get something to eat, and nobody recognized him.
Oh,
And
he's famous.
yeah. I mean, he's like very very famous.
Not
in Korea.
that famous.
Wait, very very famous.
Yeah, but
Okay.
he's like famous from like the
while.
90s,
Okay.
right? So we were there, and then nobody said anything. So he was like, like he was definitely pissed. He's like, he kind of made a joke about it. He's like, I can't believe nobody said anything, but it was like pretty obvious that there was some deeper, like
Because how old was he at the time?
probably in his mid 40, like maybe like 30, late 30s, mid 40s,
Oh, okay.
around that
Like
age.
it'd just be so exhausting to live your life like wondering if people recognize you. or
Right,
not.
right.
Oh my God, yeah.
You know, or like, I'm like, why isn't anyone like saying anything? Do
I
people
mean,
know who I am?
well, you know, to close out the episode, are you guys? Would you rather just have your normal life now, or be famous, replete with all the issues that we've kind of outlined, which could be, mental health issues, being jaded,
But also,
No,
like,
I'd
not
rather
trusting
not be
people.
famous, but I want to be like a famous person's best friend.
proximity to power, right?
Yeah.
Which is like, yeah, I think I'm the same.
I would love to be a famous
to like be
person's
in the
best
inner
friend.
circle with like some famous people.
and like maybe get some followers from that.
Yeah.
And like slight recognition, but literally for nothing than being this person's
well, you know,
best friend.
I will say then, I think like being famous or known for like a podcast is like one of the best ways or to be famous because no one really knows your face. They only really know your
Right.
voice.
But now podcasters are just like celebrities.
Are they?
Yeah,
Oh,
100%.
We should try getting there.
Yeah.
But that'd be kind of fun too, because like that's not too much fame and too intrusive where it's like people are gonna like be stalking you, but it's the kind of things that you could get famous for because what people like thirst for in celebrities is like understanding who this person is and feeling like you know them. And I really think podcasts help open up that world. That's like
Oh,
what makes a
yeah.
podcast
It's
good. So
intimate.
like for people who listen to our podcast, like they definitely know us by now. You know what I mean? We're 34
Yeah,
episodes
every
in.
podcast I listen to, I feel so close to them.
Mm-hmm. Well, with that said, the side dish army, we need your help. Go out there and proselytize with all your friends.
Yes, we need that. We need
Evangelize.
Yeah, I'm gonna make some more people write.
Yeah,
reviews.
Celine, you're in charge of that because your friends actually listen to you. Like I've asked a good number of my high school friends to like listen to the
It's so
podcast, and they
easy,
don't.
too.
Like they don't even follow us.
Those are not your friends.
Dude, sometimes the intern doesn't even like our own posts on Instagram.
if you're asking me to
I did
like
a-
it,
I
then
did
is there
ask
really
you.
a point
I
of
did ask
liking
you.
it?
Anyway, with that said, you guys, thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Side Dish Podcast. As usual, follow us on Instagram at _the Side Dish. Apple Podcast, leave us a 5-star review and all that good shit. And I guess we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Bye.